It's the Bronco iHeartRadio. Go to your computer and you hear a great show. Cause we on. Listen in the afternoon, 9 in the morning. Playing all the hits, you can listen to. Live on direct from FSU. Homie, we on. Shorty, we on. Listen in the afternoon, 9 in the morning. Welcome to a new era of the radio. So go ahead and cool out to the sounds of your favorite show. Attitude check, Bronco pride. Turn on your computer and just vibe. And you know how we do, run by the students, so it's all about you. And send your requests, we will get them on for you, that's a bet. And keep you in the know, the information given throughout the show. Take time to listen, tell your friends. If they don't believe it, let them know again. Yeah. Catch the sensation, turn to the new #1 station. Go to your computer and you hear a great show. Cause we on. Listen in the afternoon, 9 in the morning. Playing all the hits, be the listen to. Live and direct from FSU.
It's Wednesday afternoon.
I know you've been waiting a long time for this. Right. It's here now, so gonna testify. Amen. You're listening to a great ghost voice. It's here now, radio waves electrify.
Hey Chris, turn me up, man. Let me rock out. It's 12 p.m. That means it's time for the RTVS and the intern. So look.
I know you waited and contemplated and conversated on how this show was your favorite, and plus you obligated to only feel what's real coming out your devices. This show is too darn good, man. Show me some license. The Ring Time is variety show is what you hearing. With which the silly interns, a lot of commission. With talents gifted to be Pacific, just take a listen. I bet you feel it before you hear it. Is what you missing. The Ring Time is variety show. It's on your net, it's on your phone, it's everywhere that you go. The Ring Time is variety show. It's on your net, it's on your phone, it's everywhere that you go. The Ray Time is variety show. It's on your net, it's on your phone, it's everywhere that you go. The Ray Time is variety show. It's on your net, it's on your phone, it's everywhere that you go.
And we say good afternoon to you. I'm He That Is Him, the heavyweight Ray Thomas. Welcome to the program. Yeah, we've been taking care of some technical things, y'all. Y'all see Tonya over there waving at y'all and everything. She's going to wait until she's introduced. But she can actually speak, and there won't be an echo today, y'all.
I can speak right now. I can speak.
That's right.
But, I was allowing you to do your thing.
Oh, wow.
And wait for my introduction, because it changes every single week. So I'm always excited about how you're going to introduce me.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so it did change. And I'm just saying, hold on, wait a minute. So, see, that's what happens when you have other people in the studio, and then they do stuff, and then they don't put things back the way they were supposed to be. I'm like, how come that music's not playing? Anyways, I got it under control. All right, so it is a quarter to the hour, or 16 away from 2 o'clock. And if you're tuning in globally on social media, which specifically is Facebook, y'all, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you. You hear the dogs in the background. Those are not my dogs. Those are Tonya's dogs. What's up, dog?
Particularly Chassis. Chassis is upstairs. He heard me talking, and he wants to come and see me, and he can't see me right now, so we're just going to ignore him.
And you guys are probably saying, who's that other face on the screen that is right there? See, I'm pointing right there. Yes, indeed. That is the intern, Ebony Gardner. Yes, indeed. So she's shadowing today. Let me go ahead and turn her mic up really quickly so Ebony can say hello.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Ebony, you are vaccinated, right?
I'm very vaccinated.
And we're six feet of separation, so you can take your mask off so people can actually hear you clearly. That's why we stage the studios this way, so you can actually be comfortable in broadcasting. Hey, Chassis, hush.
I know. We're just going to ignore him.
Yes, indeed. So Ebony is here for the first time. So she is a new intern to the RTVS. So whenever we broadcast, you will see her face in the place, and she will be a co-host of the program as well. We'll give her responsibilities, Tonya. You know, so when she shows up here on Wednesday, she's going to have something to do. She's not going to come in here and just sit and chill. You know, so there'll be none of that.
She may be jumping in sooner than she thinks.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And then on the screen below me, right below me, it's almost like the Brady Bunch. Hey, Laura, how are you? She's actually on the phone, but she couldn't be in the studio because we are having a downpour of rain. So she didn't want to get out of her car and get her hair wet.
Oh, stop it.
Laura Hardy's going to be in the building with us, but let's get the thing started. So, ladies and gentlemen, she is my co-host, the one with the mostest. She is the hostess of the mostest and all the toastest in the world. She is a 3-time Emmy Award winning producer, director, writer, documentarian, because we're going to be talking about her documentary that she's working on as well, which is More Than Our Skin. We'll talk about that in the later part of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the one and only Tonya McGrath.
Hello. That was an awesome introduction. Yeah. I gotta introduce you one time. One day I'm gonna start the show and introduce you.
They say awesome is my middle name.
I mean, you don't need an introduction because you are the man that is the man that's the man.
I'm the man that sits next to the man.
Yeah, exactly. So anyways, good afternoon, everyone. Yes, welcome, Ebony. We're so excited to have you a part of this show. We got some people checking in already. I just want to say hi to you, Falana Williams-Jones.
Hey, Falana.
Hello. Thank you for tuning in.
You get a ding, girl. You get a ding.
Franco.
Who else?
Franco Nanucci.
Oh, that's my guy right there. He has some new music. He's actually going to be a guest on the program. We're going to have him on to talk about. He's been nominated for some awards. He's doing really big things. He's an independent recording artist. So we're going to be talking to Franco pretty soon. We'll get that locked down. So yes, Franco, you will be in the building. Also, I see my guy, Nympho Fantastic, Real Talk TV. What's going on, Nymph? Thanks for tuning in, brother. Hope all is well with you. And I also see Raymond Johnson, Coach RJ. What's going on, Raymond?
He says we have the hottest show in the land. Thank you, Raymond. I appreciate that. We try.
We're on fire.
We certainly try.
That's why we have the AC turned up so high, because we're on fire up in here. Yes, indeed. And also, who is that? Tracy McDonald. She says, hello, Ebony.
Hi, how are you?
She's speaking with her inside voice. She said, hi, how are you? You need to speak into that microphone so people can hear you.
She'll get used to us.
Don't be shy on this show. And when you do things wrong, don't worry, you'll get the ding, girl.
I'll get the ding.
So, the ding is, you just don't want to get that ding. That's the big A ding. Yes, indeed. All right, so,
That is.
So Ray says he's doing well, Tonya. Just in case you didn't know, he's an educator and a track coach as well, too. And just an all-around good guy.
Awesome.
Yes, indeed. All right, so...
without further ado, let's get started with our first segment because this woman has been on the show before, and she is back because September is Insurance...
Awareness Month? Awareness.
Okay, Insurance Awareness Month. So let me tell you about our guest, Laura Hardy. Laura Hardy is a highly energetic and knowledgeable professional with over 18 years of experience in life insurance, with a specialization in life and health insurance, Medicare supplement, long-term care, as well as education in psychology and business administration. Laura is currently an independent sales producer for Allstate Insurance. I am a customer, by the way.
Okay.
Where she specializes in fostering strong relationships with customers to identify needs while ensuring customer satisfaction. She's also a financial representative for American International Group, where she conducts needs analysis with clients to craft plans that fit their individual requirements. Laura is involved in many community volunteering efforts, including the Child Advocacy Center, Assisted Living Board, and the nursing home. Welcome back to the show, Laura Hardy.
Thank you all for having me. I apologize for not being able to be there, but as you said, it is Life Insurance Awareness Month, and there are only 8 days left. Very, very important to me. I was challenged to cover 100 families this month. Doing really good on that, but it's a lot of work to do. And so thank you very much.
So talk about how this Life Insurance Month came to be, because, it always surprises me when I talk to people, even family members, and we joke around like, oh, okay, what's your life insurance policy? And people say they have none. And that just is always very shocking to me.
Yeah, it is about 2/3 of the population are either underinsured or uninsured. Some people, just because they don't realize they can get coverage. They don't realize that even though they've had some sort of health issue, heart attack, stroke, cancer in the past, they can still get coverage. And those are things that we want to make sure that we educate individuals on. I do free reviews. I know a lot of people say, hey, I have coverage at work, or I have coverage, from a long time ago. And I say, well, let's just take a look at it. It's free, just to make sure that you know what you have. But we've celebrated it for years and years. February made 20 years I've been in the industry.
It's a long time, Laura.
Thank you. And I think one thing that spotlighted this particular month was, of course, 9/11. When 9/11 came, it really put a spotlight on that, because you don't know what's going to happen. And again, more recently, in the last year, what we went through with COVID, it has really told people there's no age, there's no face, you have no idea, you can't hide from it. It is something that it's uncomfortable, but we have to have the conversation.
Absolutely. And I just want to say to our audience who are listening, who are on Facebook right now, tuning in, if you have a question for Laura or a comment, please put it in the chat box, and we will sure to be able to get that as part of the discussion. Laura, I think when you talk about 9/11 and you talk about things like COVID and these untimely deaths that can occur, even, in just everyday life, I think what would help people understand is to really to get an idea of what the funeral cost, the end of life cost for somebody can be, and how things like life insurance can help out with these particular types of very sad occasions.
Right, and so there are a few things that are involved. Of course, you have your final expense. You have to pay for the funeral. You have to pay for the funeral. Some people have not really understood that if you don't have insurance, someone is still going to have to pay for that, and the government doesn't just pick it up. So you have those final expense here in Cumberland County. It's about $8,500 for a basic funeral. But you also have other things if you have a home, if you have other outstanding debts, if you have children that are still underage and they need to be cared for, if you have children that have not gone through college yet. All of those are things that you want to take in consideration when you're preparing. We buy insurance with two things, our age and our health. So the younger you are and the healthier you are, the more you can get and the least expensive it is. Now, other states are different. It just depends on each state. But in North Carolina, we have an insurance commissioner. So he regulates the price. And it doesn't matter what company you're with. No company can charge a whole lot more or a whole lot less for coverage. So that's why I let people that I talk to, potential clients, know I'm not going to go in here and try to sell you on the cheapest rate, because there's no such thing. But I will let you know there's some things you can get, like you will have an agent that you can put your hands on. If you have a question, you can call me directly. And those are things that I feel like are priceless.
Absolutely. And talk a little bit about, and I think we touched upon this the last time that we were together, you were a guest on the show, but so many young people under the age of 30, they don't even think life insurance is something that they need to think about. They are living their best lives. They're out there in the world, and, having life insurance is the last thing on their mind. Why is that such the wrong way to look at this?
Well, again, like I said, we all know that, ultimately we're all going to die at some point. The younger you are, the less expensive it is. So if I could get the same thing that you could get for a fraction of the cost, it just makes sense to go ahead and put it in place. I had a conversation, one of my girlfriends, good girlfriend, we went to junior high together, and I was talking with her, reviewed her coverage and reviewed her mom's coverage because they had some things they needed to update. And I told her, it's Life Insurance Awareness Month. I need to know, who do you know that we need to talk to? And she said, well, my son, he doesn't have any coverage, but I know he's not going to get any. I said, call him up. So she called him, and sure enough, he's 27. He said, I ain't going to die no time soon. And God knows, I hope he does not. I hope he does not. But I told him, you want to get it in place while you're young and you're healthy. You have children. You want to make sure you can cover your children now so that, God forbid, if anything happens, then your family would not have to worry. And unfortunately, that's a thought a lot of them have. And we know when we were younger, same thing. We felt invincible. Nothing's going to happen. And so my son, a few years back, he was in his 20s then. He said, he was talking to one of his friends, and they said they didn't have any insurance. And he said, I think it was 27. He's like, you're 27 years old and you don't have any life insurance. And I laughed and I said, if you didn't hear me talk about it every day, you wouldn't have any either.
That's right. That's right.
But it's just really making it a norm, because a lot of people feel like they don't have to worry about it. I'm going to be gone, or there's nothing going to happen to me. And like I said, with COVID, we realized there's no age, no race, no sex, no area or region that's exempt.
Right, right. Now, talk specifically in terms of how the financing works. So I'm 25 years old. I am, ladies and gentlemen. Kidding. I'm 25 years old. I get life insurance. Whatever, Ray. I get life insurance. I get a lower price locked in. And then what happens as I start to get older? I'm now 40 and 55 or whatever. Do my premiums go up as I get older, or am I locked into that low rate?
And that is a very good question. And I know we talked about this the last time, but this is my staple, and I'm going to stick to it. There's no cookie cutter. So depending on the type of coverage you get, depending on what your specific set of needs are, we're going to determine what's best for you. If you get a whole life policy, everything is going to be locked in, nothing is going to change, and it will build cash value. And I am an advocate of whole life, but I also know there are other types of insurance like term and universal, and they have their place as well. So it really depends on what you're getting it for. And that's why we have to sit down and do the needs analysis to see, because what Tanya may need, Ray may not. It may be something totally different, and you both have coverage, but they're in place for two totally different things.
So we have a couple of questions from our audience, and thank you guys for tuning in. Tracy asks, is it possible to get life insurance on grown adult children?
It is, and that is a very good question, Tracy. I'm glad that you asked. Anyone that you have insurability, if you have an insurable interest on someone, you can get coverage. Now, the way I in layman terms, I say anybody you would be expected to chip in on a funeral for, mother, father, child, sibling, aunt, uncle, you can get coverage on them. If they're an adult, they just have to know that you get it. You can't get it without them knowing, but you can absolutely get the coverage, be the owner, be the payer, and that is a good thing to do, because even though our children are adults, again, if something happens, somebody's going to have to pay for that. So I'd rather pay $25, $30 a month now than to try to come up with $8,500. And I tell everyone that I know, I'm not selling any fish plates and I'm not buying any. So don't contact me with a GoFundMe. And I don't mean to be harsh, but
right,
this information is available, and we all spend $25 to $30 a month, so it just makes sense. Thank you, Tracy.
We have another question from Cheryl, and I'm going to help answer this. What's the best insurance company for life insurance? And as I mentioned, I am an Allstate customer. Shout out to Tanya Blanco.
Okay, Tanya.
Framingham,
that's our home girl.
Yes, she is our insurance agent. And I just have to say, and you touched on this a little bit, the way Tanya just kind of came in and looked at what we had, looked at what our life was like, looked at what we own. She had this great question. She said, okay, if you could just pack up everything in your house and put it in a box, what would be the value of it? We never thought about stuff like that. So I am just going to do a shout out for Allstate Insurance, and I assume you will.
Is that a shameless plug?
I will pose the question.
That's what we call a shameless plug.
Yes, it's a shameless plug. I'm not going to do that, and the reason why I'm not is because, again, it depends on what your set of needs are. Allstate is a wonderful company, but they don't specialize in everything. And just like on the homeowner side or the auto insurance side, they may have certain customers that they choose not to insure. And if that's the case, then we would definitely suggest you go with another company. But they are an excellent choice. Allstate is excellent. American International Group is excellent. American Amicable is excellent. They're all the companies that I am contracted with. They're all A+ rated. And I really don't look at the company. I service more as a broker. So I'm not, my obligation is not to the company. My obligation is to the client. So if that company is going to do what's best for you, that's who we're going to put you with.
And why is that A+ rating important? Because I think that people need to know as they start to look and shop for insurance that these are some of the things that they need to know. And so talk about why that A+ rating is so important when people are out looking for insurance companies.
It is important. It is important for insurance companies because it lets you know their ability to pay claims, which is the only reason we get insurance anyway. So, and I don't want to throw shade. I'm not calling it. But there are some major insurance companies that have lost that A+ rating, and that is because they overinsured and didn't have the ability to pay. In order to write a policy, any policy, the company should be able to. Now, we know everybody's not going to die at one time, or do we?
We all going to die together,
because if everybody's gone, then I guess we won't have to have this conversation at all. But if you have 1 million customers that, are in a hurricane or a flood or a 9/11 situation, you have to be able to pay all those claims. And so that's what's really important. But I'll tell you what's more important, and this is just from this side. If we want someone to help us, we have to trust them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So if someone tells me they're shopping for insurance, I know that I'm not the person for them. If they want me to be their agent, then that means they're going to trust the suggestions that I give them. Because if they're going to shop, if I'm going to give them suggestions and then they're going to go and they're going to shop, then they didn't really need me in the equation anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The point in having an agent, someone that you can put your hands on, someone that you can get to come and answer questions and, check on you and have a personal relationship with, that is not something that someone who is perfectly comfortable clicking a button on a computer and buying insurance. They're not looking for the same thing.
And I just have to, go ahead. Sorry, Laura.
No. I was just going to say, so we go through, the foundation, making sure the life, the health, the supplemental policies and disability policies are in place. We go through the short-term savings, the long-term savings, what is your strategy for retirement to get your money, and then what is your transfer of asset strategy. So we go through that from beginning to end with them, if that is what they want. But if they just want to, get insurance from someone that sent them something in the mail or go online and click and get it, they're probably looking for something a little different.
Yeah, and I just have to say, and you touched upon this a little bit, when you are out there shopping for insurance agency, get a referral. Talk to somebody who loves their agent. Talk to somebody who says that when I pick up the phone, my agent will call me back within a day, maybe within hours. I was at the Registry of Motor Vehicles a few weeks back, and I didn't have a certain piece of paper, and I called my girl, Tanya Blanco. Shout out Tanya Blanco, Allstate, Framingham, Massachusetts. And she got me that piece of paper within minutes, and I was able to finish my transaction at the DMV.
Right.
So that's the kind of, just if you're out there looking, just, talk to other people who have insurance and talk about who their agents are. If you talk to somebody and they don't even know their agent's name, that may not be someone you want to do business with.
Exactly. And so it's nothing wrong with educating yourself. It's actually really good so that you'll, have some sort of knowledge. You can have an educated conversation. But when you actually sit down with someone, it needs to be someone that you can trust, because it's a big deal. It's a lot to talk about your future, your savings, your family's future. It's a big deal. So you need to make sure that you have someone that you can put your hands on, that you trust, that is going to steer you in the right direction.
So talk a little bit about, married couples, maybe no children yet, but married couples, and the need for them to have insurance, because I know for some companies, credit companies, whether credit cards, their loans, what have you, in your untimely death, your spouse is still responsible for that payment, and that's what life insurance also is good for. So talk a little bit about that.
Well, we always try to sit down. If you have a couple that's married and they both can't be there, they call that a one-legged sale. So we try not to do the one-legged, because we want to make sure that, again, this is someone that you can trust, that you understand the importance. But, yeah, like I said, it's a lot more than just burial and final expense. You have all kinds of bills, all kinds of obligations that will fall back on that other person. And when we get into the long-term care and we start talking about that side of it, if you don't have these things structured properly, everything that you work hard for can actually be lost if one member of the couple, one of the spouses, are to have some sort of life-threatening illness and have to be put into a nursing home or rehab. So that's something that you really need to take in consideration. And that's why I say we go from A to Z, every scenario, and make a determination as to what is going to be best to fit this individual, this couple, this family, or business.
All right, so you heard it. Your bills do not die with you, ladies and gentlemen. You need to get those insurance things. What is one of the biggest misconception you hear in your business about having or not having life insurance? What are some of one of the most outrageous claims that people have about not having life insurance?
There's so many. The one that probably a lot of people don't realize is, if you don't have insurance, someone is still going to have to pay. They're like, oh, well, the government will pay, or, the state will pay, social services will pay. No, somebody is going to have to pay. And, the funeral home, we have lots of friends that own funeral homes, so we love them. But the funeral home is used to seeing people cry, and that's a reality. So they want their money. They will put your loved one on ice. We've seen it happen for months until they get their money. And that is a reality. Someone is going to have to pay. And I think some people think that, hey, I'm not going to be here. Somebody, the state will pick it up, the government pick it up. And that is one big misconception that I think people don't realize.
So we have, 8 days left in Life Insurance Awareness Month. Talk about what you're continuing to do to get the word out for folks who may not understand the importance, and I hope you do, about getting life insurance.
Well, I have been going through my book of business, which is a few thousand people, sending out messages, sending out cards. I've been on social media. We've done some virtual town halls, if you may. I actually have a close relationship with a lot of the assisted living facilities. I serve on the Cumberland County Nursing Home Board, just to make sure. Now, September is Life Insurance Awareness Month, but October is open enrollment for Medicare, and it's also Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So from here on till Thanksgiving, it's all about insurance. And I put a post up this morning about a packet. I didn't realize I was going to get. I got a packet of brand new testing supplies, and the testing supplies for diabetics. They can actually get them free. And a lot of people who have diabetes have been denied for insurance. And so I want them to know that they can absolutely 100% get insurance if you're diabetic, if you've had cancer, if you've had a heart attack, if you're HIV positive, if you're schizophrenic, if you have PTSD, you can get immediate life insurance. And I have 25 companies. I'm licensed in 5 different states, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, Texas, and Arizona. And if you need my help, you can feel free to give me a call.
Yes. How can they reach you, Laura?
Yeah, we waiting on the number.
My phone number, my direct number is 910-224-7255. That's 910-224-7255. And you can feel free to reach out to me if you just have a question, if you have a policy and you want to get it reviewed. If you need coverage, if someone else in your family needs coverage, then feel free to reach out to me, and I will be more than happy to sit down with you.
Awesome. Laura, thank you so much. I know that you're an incredibly busy woman. This is a busy time for you, but I appreciate you coming in and just having this conversation. You know, folks, we put her number in the chat box if you want more information. If you're looking for an agent, if you're looking for getting some questions answered about where you are now in your current status, please give Laura a call. The number is in the chat box, 910-224-7255.
Thank you. And thank you, Tanya and Ray, for caring about this very important subject and making sure that we're able to get this information to individuals. We thank you for everything you do.
And I got to say this, I would be remiss if we didn't, you see I put it up there on the screen, we're not going to forget to talk about the premiere, the debut of the Laura Hardy radio show. Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Talk about it, Laura. Tell the people.
So starting tomorrow, I will be launching the Laura Hardy radio show on WIDU 1600, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. It's going to be the second and fourth Thursdays of each month, and we're very excited about that. Want to make sure that we're able to have a real-life connection to the community. They do a good job at that over there, but I wanted to kind of add my little spin. Definitely, with it being Life Insurance Awareness Month, we're going to make sure that we get that information out. But like I said, there are a lot of other important events. There are people, there are job opportunities, there are all kinds of stuff that we'll be talking about. So tune in. Thank you.
You thought I was going to forget?
So
I did.
No, I'm not going to forget.
Excited. Awesome. I can't wait to listen to it. Laura, thank you so much for being a guest. Thank you for being here with us. Best of luck to you and your work. And if you're listening and you need to get some information about life insurance, please give Laura a call. Again, the number is 910-224-7255. Laura, thank you.
All right.
Oh, so you all that time you were talking about the number, I forgot that you even. Let me go ahead and drop that on the screen, Tonya. All right, so there it is, Laura Hardy. Thank you very much, and looking forward to assisting Laura with her program tomorrow over there, WIDU, our sister station. So it's big things are going on, yes, indeed. And speaking about big things, it's time for us to transition to our next segment, isn't it?
It is.
All right, so are we going to transition, or do you need me to take a pause for the cause and come back and get everything all set up and everything? What you need?
Well, that's up to you. I'm ready when you are.
No,
so
I believe it's our News Now segment, right? That's coming up pretty soon, right? So
Say it again?
No, I got to play your intro.
Power news you can use.
Streaming live on Facebook Live.
The Ray Thomas Variety Show. Join the conversation.
Time for the power news
you can use.
Cruise how we move, we in tune with the new. We got gifts you can reap, nah I mean. While others feed the brain deceit, nah I mean. So every Wednesday Wednesday, we putting on for the team. Hit you with the news in the jam like Kareem. Myth the
Ray Thomas,
Tonya on the scene. So every Wednesday, you know where I'ma be.
Power News. Power News. Power News. Power News.
Hey, what's up, Global Peace? It's me, the heavyweight Ray Thomas, host of the Ray Thomas Variety Show Live, rocking my Beantown fitted, listening to Bean, the Bridge, the Bay, and the Brockton Bomber, a.k.a. Marvelous Marvin Hagler, who died on Saturday at his New Hampshire home at the age of 66. Not only was he one of the greatest prize fighters in the history of boxing.
You got people talking. Stand by, everybody. Standing by.
Yeah, people were standing by. So I guess I was standing by with him. Hold on. So our intern's probably saying, how come I'm not on the screen? Don't worry, girl. I got you covered. Got you covered like a blanket. All right. So welcome to the Power News. Once again, we want to thank our friend Laura Hardy of the Hardy Group Consulting for stopping through and blessing us with that insurance information that we so need. It's always important for us to make sure that we get you guys, valuable information that can help to shape and steer your life. So thank you.
Yes.
You agree, Titus?
That's what we do.
That's what we do. Yes, indeed. And it's Tonya with the good light. So Ebony, you notice that Tonya has great lighting? Did you notice her lighting?
She does.
Yeah, she always has good light. I'm working on that. We have to get better lighting in the studio so we can have great light as well too, because Tonya just always be like, No, I'm just saying it's the truth, man. I'm not lying.
It does, but can you see how it's bouncing off my forehead right here? I got to put some more powder on my.
Now that you've alluded to it, yeah. Well, thank you. But it still looks good. It still looks good. It still looks good. All right, so we about to get into the happenings in and around our world, and this is Tonya's favorite part of the show. Besides when she gets to speak about her documentary that she's currently working on. So this is
I just want to make a correction, ladies and gentlemen. The whole show is my favorite part of the show, okay?
Whatever, man.
The whole show.
Okay.
So listen, here on the Power News inside the Ray Thomas Variety Show Live, yes, I am Tonya McGrath, along with my esteemed host, Ray Thomas, and of course, our lovely, beautiful intern, Ebony. Ebony, what's your last name? I didn't even get your last name.
Let me go ahead and put some respect on her name real quick, Tonya, because she thinks that I'm not prepared, for her name to be up on the screen and everything like that. We do things here big time, girl. So let me find her name first of all. Hold on, wait, I'm coming. No, I found it.
That's
there we
going
go.
to be a thing that we're going to have for the rest of our lives. Put some respect on my name.
Ebony
Gardner, yes.
So you can't just say. Let me go ahead and lay down the groundwork. You can't just say her name. She is the intern, Ebony Gardner. That's how we refer to all the interns that are on the RTVS Live. The intern, Ebony Gardner. So when she speaks...
Not Ebony Gardner, the intern.
No, it's the intern, Ebony Gardner. She's the intern first, then she's Ebony Gardner when she's on this program.
I think she's Ebony Gardner first.
Okay, you can argue with me all you want, Tonya, but at the end of the day, she is the intern, Ebony Gardner. And don't say it incorrectly, because then you're going to get the ding. Don't let her persuade you into getting the ding, girl. All right?
I'm about to be walking down the street for a
cheesecake.
Don't
listen to me, Ebony. I
need a cheesecake. I need a cheesecake right now, Ebony.
So, joining us, the intern, Ebony Gardner.
See, there you go. Kudo ding, Tonya. See, you're going to learn today. Okay. Yes, indeed. That's what I'm talking about.
Learn today.
That's right. And also, big shout-outs real quick before you get started to Michelle Bowie. Thanks for tuning in. Also, my homie Carla Foster up there in Massachusetts. Thanks for tuning in. Also, Michael Chasen, former the intern Michael Chasen, now graduate of FSU. He's now in education. He's an educator now. So thanks for checking in, Mike. Appreciate you. Cheryl Hall, thanks for your questions. We appreciate you. And Linda Harper. What's going on, Linda? Thanks for tuning in. Okay, Tonya, back to you.
Back to me. Okay. So as you know, on the Power News, we bring you the stories, the people, the interviews, the discussions that help to inform you in your world. And that's what we do. This is what we love to do. So we appreciate you all tuning in every single Wednesday to hear what we have, because we're going to give you stories that perhaps the mainstream isn't talking about. But I can tell you this, the mainstream is talking about our first story of the day, and that is the crisis at the border. The Biden administration is expressing horror over recent images that appear to show U.S. Border Patrol agents on horseback confronting migrants along the Rio Grande. Videos taken by Al Jazeera and Reuters appear to show law enforcement officers on horseback using aggressive tactics when confronting the Haitian migrants, preventing them from crossing into the U.S. They're using whips. They're using horses as intimidation factors to keep these migrants from coming into the United States. The Secretary of Homeland Security, Alejandro Mayorkas, said he was horrified by images of Border Patrol agents on horseback confronting Haitian migrants, and that his department was investigating the incident. He appeared on Capitol Hill earlier this week, and here's what he had to say about what's going on at the border.
We commenced an investigation in my direction immediately. The Office of Professional Responsibility within the Department of Homeland Security, U.S. Customs and Protection, number one. Number two, we alerted the Inspector General of the incident. Number three, I directed that the Office of Professional Responsibility be present on site in Del Rio 24/7 to ensure that the conduct of our personnel adheres to our policy, to our policies, to our training, to our values. I was horrified to see the images, and we look forward to learning the facts that are adduced from the investigation, and we will take actions that those facts compel. We do not tolerate any mistreatment or abuse of a migrant. Period.
He said that. I mean,
yes, he did.
It just
there are
brings
more than
me back.
8,000 migrants, many of whom are Asian, and are estimated to remain at the Del Rio Bridge in a crisis that some observers have described as absolutely inhumane. This is just, you know, when you talk about a humanitarian crisis, this is what we're talking about. Now, you know, I just want to juxtapose this with what we saw happening in Afghanistan, where they were putting Afghan children and families and men and the families on planes to come to the United States and other areas around the world, getting them out of the situation that they're in. A lot of these migrants have not been in Haiti since the earthquake that happened several years ago. That is not their home anymore. And they first went to Central America, and now they're trying to come into the United States as refugees. But you know, when the historical impact of looking at officers on horses with whips and everything against these mostly men, unfortunately, is just a sad testament to what this country and this whole immigration crisis is about.
It just brings you back to the days of slavery.
Yes.
I mean, and then to fathom, I mean, I hope that these officers are going to be losing their jobs, because it's just crazy. Because you see the whips, right? How is that a part of their arsenal? What are they using the whips for? Obviously, we can see now what they're using them for with the immigrants. But I'm like, why would you even have a whip? I mean, unless you're roping dogies, as they used to say back in the Western times, when you were herding cattle and sheep and all that kind of stuff. You use the whips to get the animals in line and things of that nature. But as soon as you see that whip and somebody on a horseback, it just brings you back to the days of slavery when they would do the same thing.
Yes.
And I'm like, man,
yeah.
People always say we've taken so many steps forward, but you see incidents like this, and it's like we're still back in. You know, we're taking 100 steps back, 10 steps forward, 100 steps back. I'm like, come on, man. When's it going to end?
And if you go to some of the news organizations like Al Jazeera and Reuters, where they don't sanitize the news the way American news companies do, you can see that they are pulling children away from their mothers. They're ripping families apart. And this is exactly indicative, as you mentioned, Ray, of what happened to slaves when they came into this country. This is a crisis, an image crisis. This is a racial crisis. This is more than just the fact that these people are looking for refuge. They're looking for asylum here in the United States, where You know, all of us are immigrants who have built this country. And then the last piece to this I just want to quickly mention is that we know that Vice President Kamala Harris did go to Central America several months ago to talk about the immigration crisis. Her voice not being heard right now on this issue is kind of deafening, and I hope that we hear more from the Biden administration, more from the Vice President about what they plan to do. We heard from the Director of Homeland Security, but I think that, you know, top officials from the Biden administration needs to talk about this and needs to talk about it now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Get my blood boiling.
So, yeah, it's a very sad thing. It's a very sad thing to see and hear every single day on the news. But we're going to turn our attention now to the Emmys. The 2021 Emmys was broadcast live this past Sunday. And I have a couple of takeaways from this year's Emmy Awards, which I secretly hope to be attending in 2023. We'll just put that in the bonnet and let that go. Anyways.
In the bonnet? Hold on, wait a minute. Well, pause. In the bonnet?
Wait.
The
bonnet. You don't put that in the bonnet? Where do you put it?
Is that in the bonnet like a hat?
Yeah.
Okay.
You stick it in your so let me just give some historical text. So women used to put their money and like valuables in their bonnet.
Okay. Easy way to lose some money when the wind blows. I'm just saying. You live in Chicago, you're not putting your money in the bonnet.
Let me put that in my back pocket. I'll put it in my back pocket.
Put it in the coffin.
You'll see me at the Emmys in 2023.
Okay.
Okay, may I continue now?
Yes, you may.
So my first takeaway is that the changing landscape of the Emmys is crystal clear. Most of the awards went to streaming platforms like Netflix, Hulu, of course, HBO. These are all streaming platforms right now, which really just begs the question about broadcast media and what that means anymore. I think that people are getting used to be able to binge watch shows, not have commercials interrupting their viewing, and so the fact that our broadcast television really didn't get very recognized this year, I think it's just very telling about what's happening in terms of the changing landscape of television, what it means. Appointment viewing is no longer a thing. People are not sitting down waiting for 8 o'clock on a Tuesday to watch something. They're going to wait for it to come on Netflix, and they're going to binge watch it, or Apple TV, or all these other different platforms. So that was my first takeaway. My second, which is a little bit sadder, is that the list of acting nominees at this year's Emmys was so diverse. It was like 45 people of color who were nominated for acting categories. But over the course of the night, not a single actor of color was honored in the acting categories. The winners in all 12 major acting fields were white. Let me say that again. Not a single performer of color was honored in any of the acting categories. The only people of color who took home a statuette on Sunday were RuPaul for Outstanding Competition Program for RuPaul's Drag Race, and Michaela Cole for Outstanding Writing for a Limited or Anthology Series or Movie for I May Destroy You. So again, we have the great blackout at the Emmys. There was a lot of opportunity for all these incredible actors and actresses of color to be recognized, but it was, again, a whitewash. No actors of color were awarded an Emmy this year. But
that's all I have to say about that.
I have to say the opening number to the Emmys was quite entertaining, and we have a clip of that.
You're supposed to say, roll the tape, Ray.
Roll the tape, Ray.
Let me tell you a story about my situation. Couldn't leave the once I stay from the crack. You feel my every. I watch you so I went down how to read. This one's from DIC. I got you.
All right, we can bust out of this. It goes on and on, but it was quite entertaining.
Okay, fine. I was gonna play the whole thing. I'm like, oh man, I kind of like that. But the funny thing about, did you see how LL actually scooted over the feet of all those people, and he was still on beat and still rapping in cadence? That was pretty cool. I'm just saying. Did you see that? Did you notice that?
Yes, I did see
Okay, all right. I thought it was just me. I'm just saying.
No, Cedric the Entertainer did an absolute wonderful job. You know,
I didn't watch the Emmys.
I watch the Emmys every year because, of course,
you're a three-time Emmy Award winning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's important to me.
Yeah.
But
you family.
You know, I still don't really appreciate the fact that there's, you know, they're
there was a
not
blackout.
really recognizing
There was a blackout.
the black actors. It was a blackout.
And I'll have a quick message before we go on to our next News Now story for the intern Ebony Gardner from your granddaddy, granddaddy George.
Oh.
He says, "Girl, speak up into that microphone." Yes, indeed, Granddaddy George. We are teaching her proximity, that she should project and come from the diaphragm, and that she should be as clear and as loud as I am. So, yes, get over your shyness. This is not a place to be shy. So you get a ding, and that's courtesy of your grandpapa George.
Thank you.
So thank you, Grandpa George. Gonna keep it moving. Okay, Tonya. And also, look into your camera. This is your camera right here.
Oh.
Yeah, face your camera. See, there you go. Now it looks like you talking with us. Yeah, because it looked like you looking away somewhere. Like you're not even in here with us. Yeah. Look into your camera, girl. That is the sight line. Oh, I just banged let me give myself a ding there, Tonya. Okay.
Yeah, give yourself a ding.
I just
for
did.
that.
Okay. Back to you, Tonya.
Okay. So we are also here to remember, of course, the death of Anthony A.J. Johnson, an actor and comedian best known for his performance as Nizal in Friday. He died. His representative, Linnea Bell, told CNN he was 55 years old.
Wow.
Quote, "The world of comedy has truly been shaken again. We are heartbroken about the loss of the iconic legend of stage and screen, Mr. Anthony A.J. Johnson," Bell said in a statement. She went on to say, "He has left us with amazing memories of laughter, dynamic action skills, but most of all, his enormous personality and a heart of gold. No cause of death has been publicly shared." You know, I think there isn't a person in the world that hasn't watched the movie Friday.
Yeah.
And he was in House Party and a couple of other things. But, yeah, he was, you know, it's just another life gone too soon.
Right.
You know, our thoughts and prayers are always with the family and the loved ones of A.J. Johnson. I saw this the other day, and I was just like, wow. I thought he was, like, younger than me, and he's around my age, but...
or more closer to my age.
Very talented.
Because he was the double nickel.
Closer. He is your age.
Yeah, I'm about to hit the double nickel coming up Raytober 3rd. Yep. Man, great talent as well too, man. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
So definitely rest in peace, my brother. And I know we had talked about this a little early as well too, how that's going to affect the possibility of, you know, the reboot of the Friday franchise. You know, because he was an integral part, you know, of that crew or the cast of that. So
yes, he was.
Man, gone too soon.
Gone too soon.
Yeah.
Finally, on my list today, the man who shot the infamous video of Los Angeles Police Department officers beating Rodney King more than 30 years ago has died. George Holliday died of complications from COVID. Holiday shot the video early on the morning of March 3rd, 1991, from the balcony of his apartment. The video was seen on televisions around the world and was a key piece of evidence in the trial of 4 LAPD officers who were acquitted on all charges connected to the beating. The April 29, 1992 acquittal sparked riots in Los Angeles. 2 of the officers, Sergeant Stacy Kuhn and Officer Lawrence Michael Powell, were convicted in 1993 of violating Rodney King's civil rights. And, of course, we know Rodney King died in 2012. So, you know, obviously we wouldn't know the word Rodney King. We wouldn't have known about the beatings if it weren't for this man, George Holliday. So, you know, I guess he was... I just did read a couple of articles this morning, and he refused to get the vaccination. He was obviously infected and died very quickly from COVID. And so another reason why, get vaccinated, trust the facts, get the vax, whatever the thing is. But
the shot in your arm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Get that shot in the arm.
Yeah. Man. Okay. All right, I got something for the intern as well too. Pop it up on the screen for you from your line sister. Well, not your immediate line sister, but you know she's a sorrow of yours. She's like, is that a ZIC? As in Zeta?
It is.
Yes,
it
indeed.
is.
So you want to tell us a little bit about your sorority that you represent?
Yes, I am part of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. I crossed over in 2002 here at Fayetteville State with the Omega Beta chapter.
Okay, Omega Beta chapter. All right, Omega Beta chapter. All right. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
All right, so you know homecoming is on again here at the university, Tonya. I don't know if we told you, but there was some possibility of it not actually happening. So it is going to be happening now. So yes, homecoming is going to be in full effect, and hope you guys enjoyed our News Now segment with esteemed Emmy Award winning.
Well, I hope that people are safe during the homecoming. I've seen a couple of pictures, and the crowds just kind of really make me very nervous. But I hope people are out there safe. I hope people, if they do attend, that they are vaccinated, that they're not going out there and infecting hundreds of people. So yeah. Yeah,
well, I mean, just to speak on top of that in regards to large gatherings and things of that nature, I was watching the Penn State football game because one of our homeboys, Aram Doughton, his son plays at Penn State. He's a wide receiver at Penn State. So I was watching the game, and that was like over 100,000 people in that stadium.
Scary.
And I didn't see any social distancing. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that wasn't a super spreader event or anything like that. And, you know, but I'm like, you know, what happened to the flu? We're not hearing about the flu anymore.
I got my flu shot the other day.
Yeah, but we hardly hear about it now. Everything is COVID. Everything is COVID, right?
Yes.
Well, yeah, because it's very rare to die of the flu. So.
But there were high numbers of people. But there were high numbers of people passing away from the flu, though. Yeah. You know, because the flu turns into walking pneumonia. You know, so you can die of that.
And that was typically older people, and yes, I got my flu shot. The boys in my house are getting their flu shot this weekend. They fight me every single year, and they don't talk to me for a couple of days. Oh, my arm hurts. Yeah,
they fight you because you're the power.
Shot, so that's right.
Your public enemy, get it? Fight the power.
Listen, that's right. Don't play with me. Not bringing any sickness into my home.
Not at all. Yes, indeed. All right, so we were supposed to have, let me check our lines right here and see if he's actually in the room. He's not in the room, but our good friend, hairstylist extraordinaire, Marcus Doss, was supposed to have made an appearance on the program today, but obviously he couldn't make it, but we're going to play you a little snippet of what you can come to expect in his upcoming 8th annual The Exotic Hair Odyssey event that's going to be happening here soon. So let me go ahead and pop this up on the screen before Tonya gets into something else real quick.
Welcome. The Exotic Hair Odyssey. Get ready for the 8th annual Exotic Hair Odyssey 2021. Fashion and hair production. It's an outside hair show where you'll see fantasy hair, couture gowns, and high fashion models. The Exotic Hair Odyssey. Saturday, September 25th at the Cross Creek Linear Park Fountain. Outside. Located on Green Street across from the Sistel Building. The Exotic Hair Odyssey. The experience begins at 7 p.m. Mix and mingle from 7 to 7:30 p.m. Vendors will be on site and multiple food trucks. Tickets are available on Eventbrite, Marcus Dice Salon, Super Beauty World, and House of Custom. The Exotic Hair Odyssey. Downtown Fayetteville, outdoors for one night only. One night only. The Exotic Hair Odyssey. Sponsored by The Cave Halo Therapy and Spa, Super Beauty World, Uptown's Chicken and Waffle, Venus Vogue, Alpha and Omega Bail Bond, Metro Diner, Fayetteville Cumberland Arts Council. The Exotic Hair Odyssey. A Marcus Das production. Be there.
Oh, yeah, you don't want to miss that. All right. So there it is, Marcus. That's your shameless plug today. He couldn't be in the studio, or he couldn't tap in, so we could have talked to him about what people can actually come to expect. But that commercial right there just told you everything that you can come to expect. It's going to be great. They've been doing the show for like 8 years now. So, all right. And they'll be exercising their social distancing, being that it's outdoors as well too. So
awesome.
Looking forward to that. So kudos to Marcus Das and Marcus Das Salon and all the great sponsors. And as well, big shout out to the Arts Council of Fayetteville, Cumberland County, of which I sit on the board of trustees. So yes, we are supporting that as well too, because in actuality, it was supposed to be a part of the International Folk Festival that was supposed to be happening this weekend, but we decided as a board to cancel it and postpone it because of the increasing numbers of the variant from COVID-19. So, we canceled that, but he's still going to have, that fashion show, because hopefully the numbers won't be as many people, as big. So, yeah. All right. Ta-ta-ta-ta-tay. Ho-de-ta-ta-tip-it-tay. Poo-de-tang. So, Tonya, how are things coming along with the ladies that's on our screen right now?
Yes. So this is the second film of Hobe Productions called More Than Our Skin. You can get more information on our website at morethanourskin.org. Actually, next week I'm going to be in Detroit interviewing Dr. Richard Huggins, who is one of the leading researchers in the world working on cures for vitiligo and treating vitiligo. This has been a project that started somewhere around February, March of this year. We have gone to Minnesota, North Carolina, Connecticut, New York. Now we're traveling to Detroit next week. And then a few weeks after that, we're going to be going to Washington, D.C. to talk to, hopefully, Representative Hank Johnson, who has introduced on 3 occasions a bill for World Vitiligo Day here in the United States. It's been sitting in committee since 2012, so we're going to try and see if we can get some push on that and see what the holdup is. But More Than Our Skin is a documentary telling the lives of these 5 beautiful women: Valerie, Millicent, Patricia, Alicia, and Katrina. And they're living with vitiligo. It's an autoimmune disease that attacks the pigmentation in your skin, often leaving white blotches, and sometimes completely. You lose all the pigmentation in your skin, as is the case with 2 of our women. But, it's more than their skin. It's the depression and the anxiety. It's the feeling of isolation and sometimes suicide ideation that is associated with this disease. And so today we're going to see a little of one of our trailers called Lean On Me, who features the work of Valerie Molyneux, who is the president and CEO of VitFriends. VitFriends is an organization that builds advocacy and awareness and support for people living with vitiligo. So here is Lean On Me.
That first meeting, July I don't remember the exact date sitting here, but everything I put everything on the website so I don't lose it myself. We had a good little crowd. There was 18 of us at that first meeting in the breakfast nook at the Ramada in Dorchester. And God said to me that day, this is it. We had it again. From that day, I said, God, I'm going to ride this thing with you. And it's been that way ever since. I'm in awe of what is happening with us, to us, and for us. And it can only be God. We are here about the people. I like how Alicia, my leader in Minnesota said, peer-to-peer support is what we're here for. And we're doing 24/7. It's not a day that goes by. Every day of the week, we're engaging, we're meeting, we're talking to folks across the globe. We used to say across the nation. But that's not true anymore. And so for Vitfriends, our aim is to continue on this upward motion because God is propelling us upward. It's nothing I'm doing. We want this to make a difference. We want this to be the clarion call that we're here. We are living, we're surviving, we're making it happen. We're open as a vitiligo community, and especially as a Vitfriends community. We're open to all.
You be putting those things together, T. I tell you, boy, man.
Yeah, so if you want to learn more about this incredible story that we're telling, you can visit morethanourskin.org. You can learn more about the ladies, the women who are sharing their stories, about the creative team behind this important project, and you can leave a donation. $5, $10, $50, whatever you have to give, it counts because it all goes to the production of this film. And when I come back from Detroit, I have a very special announcement of a raffle contest that we are doing to support the production of More Than Our Film. There's some great prizes that you can win, so I'm really excited to talk about that when we get back. And, of course, just a heart thanks to everyone who has donated so far, the support and love of people who I haven't even met. Your contributions, your donations, your emails, your letters, everything means a lot to us. This is certainly a wonderful project that we want to see to its completion, and we will. So thank you all for your support.
Oh, yeah, definitely. You're doing the work, and you're traveling all over the place, too.
All over the place.
Man.
In the whole Bay Mobile. I have to get you a picture of the whole Bay Mobile so that you can put that up when.
Okay, yeah.
See it. But yeah,
definitely.
Me and Greg will be in the whole Bay Mobile heading to Detroit first thing Monday morning. So that's going to be a 12-hour ride together. But we're used to it.
Definitely safe travels on your journey.
Thank you. And let me just do a quick promo for the Power Play show this Thursday. Tomorrow, of course, we are back from our summer hiatus, and we have lots of wonderful shows coming up. This week, tomorrow's show is Father Speak. September is Suicide Prevention Awareness Month, and I did this last year, I should say. This year, we have dedicated a show to talk to two fathers who have lost their children, death by suicide. Of course, one of those is my husband, Gregory McGrath, and the other is attorney Joseph Feaster. And they're just here to kind of give some more awareness and support and love to those who may be dealing with just such an extraordinary loss. And I'm just so proud of my husband. He continues to talk about this. He continues to talk about Jamie, his daughter, who has passed. And the love and the strength that he has is just so inspiring. So please tune in tomorrow on the Power Play Show. You can listen to the Power Play Show wherever you subscribe to podcasts, including iTunes, iHeartRadio, Pandora Podcast, and now Amazon Music. You can also watch us on YouTube. Just simply search for Hull-Bay Productions Media channel and subscribe so you never miss an opportunity when the Power Play Show is on the air. Also, right here on BroncoEyeradio.com, we air each Saturday at 5 p.m. So there's so many ways that you can listen to the Power Play Show. And always, you can just visit us at thepowerplayshow.com.
You said that. Got me working.
Yes, I did.
Moving screens, moving mountains.
I saw them. I saw you. Listen, I got to tell you guys, Ray is like a super producer, all right? I do a lot of talking, but this guy is behind the scenes making all this stuff work. So, Ebony, I know that he's going to be throwing you in there at some point. But, you know, when you don't hear him talking, you got to see him. If you're watching this on Facebook, he is like always working behind the scenes. So I appreciate you. I appreciate all the work that you put into the show. So
not a problem. Not a problem at all. And also, so Ebony, how was it for your first shadowing show for today?
It was wonderful. I enjoyed myself. This was a really good program to be a part of.
Okay. All right. You're going to learn today. And Grandpa...
We don't get her talking a little bit louder.
Grandpa George
a couple of weeks, she's going to be sitting there.
She turned on like this, Tanya. You know, it's a great show, Mr. Thomas. And, you know, y'all did good and everything. I was like, yeah. We're going to get you to open that mouth and to speak to the world. Yes, indeed. So good job. And also, just got a little word from one of your sorrows again. She wanted you to know, Ziva. I'm not supposed to say that but I just wanted to put it. I had to read what she wrote, so I'm sorry. Because sororities and fraternities, they're real particular about that. You can't be just like if you're an AKA, you can't be putting up your little pinky and doing the whole ski wee thing and all that. So I'm just putting it out there. Anyways. So glad to have you on board, Ebony. Looking forward to you getting off the show, because when you're off the show, that means that you'll be doing your own show.
Yes.
And ultimately, that is the goal, that we want her to be able to broadcast her own program and do all the things that I'm doing back here that the people can't see, but to make sure that they're entertained.
Do it, Ebony.
I'm excited.
So looking forward to that. So yes, this is our new the intern, Ebony Gardner, and also the intern Kiara West couldn't make it today because obviously she had class and she couldn't get out. So maybe we'll see her maybe next Wednesday, or we're talking about actually going back to like the regular show rotation of Monday through Friday. Now that we're back in school and there are actually live bodies here on campus and everything like that. So we'll see. Only time will tell. Yes, indeed. All right. So that's going to do it for today's show, right, T? We covered everything?
That's it.
All right.
We did.
Hopefully we kept you in the know and informed. Yes. Yes, indeed. Once again, we want to thank our guest, Laura Hardy of the Hardy Group Consulting. And don't forget, her radio show, the Laura Hardy Radio Show, debuts tomorrow on our sister station, WIDU, 1600 AM and 99.7 FM. So make sure you tune in. It will be live streamed on Facebook, because yours truly will be the executive producer of that show. So looking forward to it, man, and looking forward to her having her own platform so she can share some of the great information like she did today now on that platform as well, too. So make sure you're tuned in tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. So the intern, Ebony Gardner, any shout-outs before you go?
Shout out to my kids.
That's it?
That's it. And my mom, Grandpa George. Thank you.
GP George. Yes, indeed. All right, good stuff. So we'll see you back here next week, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So T, any shout-outs? You
my
already
sister Annette is. Yeah, I already talked about my husband, Greg. My sister Annette in St. Thomas, Virgin Islands. She has a birthday coming up this weekend. Annette, happy birthday! I can't believe she's like a grown woman now. I just can't believe it. My baby sister, she's like all grown up and doing things in the world. She's an attorney and all this other kind of stuff. So, anyways, just wanted to say a happy birthday to her.
Oh, happy birthday, Annette! Okay, good stuff. Big things are going. Also, my Cambridge homie, Richard Jr. Gray. I see you out there, brother. Thanks for checking us out this afternoon. And also, this is for you, Ebony. Tracy McDonald says, proud of you, girl. You got it. You got it, girl. Yeah, just open your mouth a little bit more. I love clowning the interns. Yes, indeed. That's part of what I do. All right, thanks for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to leave out of here with a Willie Bradley song, and then we're going to play Steve Dalton and Leviticus Charlotte song, because they're going to be coming on the program in October, and we're going to do a live in-studio listening party. So looking forward to that in the month of October, as they do, or we should say Raytober, as they do their radio tour, and we're going to be part of that tour, so looking forward to that. So we're going to kick things off with Willie Bradley. I don't know what song I'm going to play yet, but we'll play a couple independent artists videos for you guys, so you can watch that, and we're going to get up out of here. Make sure you tell the ones that you love them while you still got them around, because tomorrow is promised to no one. Kiaka Hana Kiaka means I'm always thinking about you. Until then, we say peace, love, and... Oh, you did that pretty good, Tonya. You must have been watching Soul Train back in the day. All right, let me find out what Willie Bradley song should I play. Which one should I play, y'all? Okay, we're going to play this one. How about that? I'm just going to pop it up on screen. And bye-bye, everybody.
Hey, this is Ray Thomas. Let me take you on a tour of Game Day Apparel. Because every day is a game day, you're going to need the right apparel. From the Game Day baseball team to women's apparel, you'll find it here at Game Day Apparel. Game Day Apparel. Game Day team comes in a variety of colors. Rep your favorite college team. From the Tar Heels, tie-dye print, Game Day Apparel, NC State Wolfpack. Can't forget about the FSU Broncos. Game Day Apparel. Game Day Apparel. There's also a variety of fitted and snapback ball caps. Game Day is always repping top athletes in various sports. Also, in between shopping, play a game of pool. Watch your favorite game or TV show on the big screen TV. Make sure you ask how you can be a Mask Crusader and get a free mask from Thumb United at thumbunited.com. Walk out in style knowing you've had the experience at Game Day Apparel, 114 Hayes Street in downtown Fayetteville. Tell them Ray Thomas sent you. Game Day Apparel. Welcome. The Exotic Hair Odyssey. Get ready for the 8th annual Exotic Hair Odyssey 2021. Fashion and hair production. It's an outside show where you'll see fantasy hair, couture gowns, and high-fashion models. The Exotic Hair Odyssey. Saturday, September 25th at the Cross Creek Linear Park Fountain. Located on Green Street across from the Sistel Building. The Exotic Hair Odyssey. The experience at 7 p.m. From 7 to 7:30 p.m. Vendors will be on site and multiple food trucks. Tickets are available on Eventbrite, Marcus Dye Salon, Super Beauty World, and House of Custom. The Exotic Hair Odyssey. Downtown Fayetteville, outdoors for one night only. The Exotic Hair Odyssey. Sponsored by Cave Halo Therapy and Spa, Super Beauty World, Uptown's Chicken and Waffle, Venus Phone, Alpha and Omega Belmont, Metro Diner, Cumberland Arts Council. The Exotic Hair Odyssey. A Marcus Dye production. Be there.
Hello. May I speak to Mike Anderson, please?
All rise. Court is now in session.
They are pushing the death penalty. You do have an option. You have a way out.
Look, you got orders. Admin said you put one of your victims in the office.
Are you serious? Yo, come on. How long I gotta be in here, bro?
That he will be sentenced to one consolidated term of a Class C life sentence to be served in the custody.
Oh, no. See, that's what we're not gonna do. Yeah, we're not gonna have that part. I don't take that part.
I see it. Give me the banger.
Jackie Buck, parole officer.
It all started when I was little and in the hospital, and I almost died, and the devil came to visit me. My father introduced me to the Almighty Gun.
Now, Mikey. Don't do nothing stupid, boy.
After that, life got crazy.
Damn, it's slow as hell out here, man. Where you get these from?
Now to work one of them.
$1.50, I let 38.
Who's going on Glock?
Oh, that's already spoken for. Mike Anderson. Hell yeah. Blocking good. Mike, turn around. Face away from me. Here. Nice and slow. Interlock your fingers.
Somehow, I survived.
The key is know your boy. In other words, know your surroundings. Cause nobody.
They're watching you. You move a little.
Yes, that's a compliment.
It can help you think a little bit.
My name is Ray Anderson, and I am a polished soul.